Hey guys, it's MysticalStorms here with a new podfic. I'm recording in my car again today, so don't mind that. So this is Innocent Eyes. This fic was originally a one-shot, but they ended up making it an actual series. There's 4 chapters to it now, and it's still incomplete, but today I'll try reading chapter 2 and 3. If I have enough time, I'll try reading chapter 4, but yeah. I hope you guys enjoy. This is Innocent Eyes by Cody 9. Chapter 2. Izuku felt the warmth from the morning sun shining through his window. Disturbed him from his peaceful sleep. First peaceful sleep he had in a long time, actually. Looking at the time, it was 8 a.m. Still exhausted from everything that happened yesterday, he felt like he could stay in bed forever. But after an argument with himself, he decided to actually get out of bed and get ready for the day. Izuku didn't pack many clothes with him, not like he had owned a lot of clothes anyways. He threw on a gray tracksuit and a green hoodie. Walking to the kitchen, he saw Aizawa sitting on a dining table, drinking a coffee and reading over school reports. Is he a teacher? Izuku thought to himself. Good morning, Midoriya. How'd you sleep? Aizawa greeted. Morning, I slept well, Izuku admitted, taking his seat on the other side of the table. Aizawa nodded in response. So, I was thinking today we could go shopping. For some more clothes and maybe get some supplies to decorate your room with? How does that sound? I guess that sounds alright, Izuku replied, shrugging his shoulders. I have my friend Hizashi coming today. He's going to help us. Is that okay with you? Izuku nodded in response. How about breakfast? Are you hungry? Aizawa asked. Izuku stared at Aizawa. Breakfast? But he had dinner last night. No one really gave him both before. Midoriya? Izuku broke eye contact. Twiddling his fingers, he did feel a little bit hungry before he could say anything. His stomach answered for him. Aizawa must have heard it as well, as he gave a little chuckle whilst getting up from the table, walking towards the kitchen. I don't have much, but I can make French toast. Izuku didn't protest. Aizawa took that as a yes. Izuku sat quietly at the table while Aizawa cooked. A plate was placed in front of Izuku. It didn't take long before he started digging into it. He must have been more hungry than he thought. Aizawa sat back down, finishing his coffee and reading over the papers. Are you a teacher? A quiet voice questioned, breaking the silence. Aizawa looked up from his paper. Yes, I'm a teacher at UA High School. Izuku could almost feel his jaw drop. At UA? But I thought only pro heroes could teach at UA. Well, you are correct. I am a pro hero. Suddenly, Izuku felt stupid. Looking at Aizawa's appearance, the unkempt hair, the black uniform, and the gray scarf that he kept by the front door, he felt like stabbing himself across the face for not seeing it sooner. You're a racerhead! Izuku burst out, slapping a hand over his mouth. I'm impressed, kid. Not many people know who I am. I mainly try to stick to underground work. Aizawa sipped his coffee. I can't believe I didn't realize before. Of course you're a racerhead. Izuku became a stuttering mess. A knock at the door was able to break Izuku's trance. Aizawa had already gotten up to answer the door. What's up, Shota? Where's the little listener? Izuku knows that voice, jumping up from his seat, peeking around the corner of the door to see if his superstitions was correct. Present Mike? Izuku's quiet voice was barely heard over the 2 other voices bickering. Present Mike stopped mid-conversation when he spotted the small child. Ah, you must be the little listener. Shota was telling me about you, Present Mike said with a little bit too much enthusiasm. It scared Izuku. Izuku retreated back on himself a bit. Even though Present Mike was a pro hero, Midoriya still found himself to be nervous around an adult man. Aizawa sighed and pinched the bridge of his nose. Mike followed Shota inside the apartment. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. President Mike apologized, squatting down at the same eye level as Izuku, giving him a soft smile. I'm President Mike, but you can call me Hisashi. Hi, I'm Izuku Doria, Izuku stuttered, refusing to make eye contact with either men. Feeling embarrassed about being scared over something so little, Aizawa watched over Izuku with soft eyes. Come on, we only have a couple of hours before the store closes, Aizawa said, breaking the uncomfortable silence. It's been a few years since he went to a mall. Most of the clothes he has gotten were hand-me-downs from the families that had fostered him. They were always either too big or too small. The trio entered the front entrance, which led straight into the food court. Izuku felt immediately overwhelmed. Too many people, too many noises. Izuku followed closely behind Aizawa. He didn't realize Aizawa and Hisashi were discussing where to go first. He did hear the word clothes, bedsheet, and essentials. Little listener, what would you like to do first? Hisashi's question brought Izuku out of his disassociating trance. Clothes? Sounds good. Please let us know if anything catches your eye, though, Mike instructed. Sounds good. Please let us know if anything catches your eye, though, Mike instructed. Kid, we probably need to get a few different tops and pants. Izuku wanted to dismiss Aizawa. He wanted to say 2 shirts and pants was enough for him, but he knew he wouldn't win the argument against him. He hasn't even been with him for 24 hours yet, and he knew Aizawa was stubborn. Mike led the way. Going into multiple stores, Aizawa kept a close eye on Midoriya, making sure he wasn't getting too overwhelmed in the environment. A lot has happened in the last 24 hours for the kid. He was worried. Midoriya was very quiet. Aizawa hoped the kid will be able to relax in time. After that, it felt like forever. After what felt like forever, it felt like they were about to get a few different outfits for Izuku, even though he insisted he had enough clothes. Now Mike kept on dragging him into each store. You hungry, kid? It's past lunchtime, and you only ate some of your breakfast. Izuku shrugged in response. Aizawa sighed, walking to the direction of the food court area. Whilst Hisashi found them a table, Aizawa and Midoriya got the food. What do you want to eat, kid? Tonkatsu? Izuku wasn't sure why that came out as a question rather than a statement. Aizawa only nodded and proceeded to order the food for the trio. Once they collected their food, they joined Hisashi at the table. Whilst the 2 heroes dug into their food, Izuku sat and stared at his food. Hisashi and Aizawa discussed that they still need to get for Midoriya. They're not eating? Aizawa stated. This is so much food. He knows he's not going to be able to finish it all. Izuku tried to eat as much as he could until he felt like he was going to get sick. Looking at his food, he had only eaten half of that. He felt bad as Aizawa spent money on him, but it will just go to waste. Are you finished, little listener? Hisashi asked. Midoriya nodded slowly, feeling ashamed he wasn't able to finish his meal. Mike grabbed his tray and threw it in the trash for him. All right, Midoriya, let's finish shopping. I'm getting tired, so I'm sure you are as well. All right, Midoriya. Let's finish shopping. I'm getting tired, so I'm sure you are as well. While shopping for essentials, an all-might hoodie caught Izuku's eyes. Without thinking, Midoriya walked into the store. He admired the green hoodie. He checked the price tag, but quickly put the hoodie back on the shelf, with a frown forming on his face. Deku! Midoriya spun around once hearing the enraged voice. He saw the blonde-haired figure in the direction. Hi, Kachan, Izuku whispered. Where the hell have you been, Deku? I haven't seen you in school in the last 6 months. Did your Frost family give you back? They probably didn't want a useless Deku like you. Bakugo snickered, setting off a small pop from his hand. Izuku took a couple step back, curling in on himself, not wanting to provoke Kachan anymore. Answer me, Deku! Bakugo shouted as Bakugo went to take another step forward towards Midoriya, and a hand grabbed Bakugo's shoulder, stopping him in his tracks. Young man, what do you think you're doing? Hisashi's eye pierced Bakugo, suddenly making him feel small. Nothing that concerns you, old man. Bakugo shrugged over Hisashi's hand, turning back towards Midoriya. I think it's best you leave, Aizawa stated, standing in between Izuku and Bakugo. Bakugo clicked his tongue in response, storming off. Aizawa turned towards Midoriya. He was holding himself, arms wrapped around himself, tears prickling in the corner of his eyes. He could see him visibly shaking. Midoriya, who was that? Aizawa questioned. Izuku's breath began to speed up. Aizawa recognized this was the start of a panic attack. Hey kid, can you look at me? Aizawa is now at eye level with Izuku. Izuku slowly raised his head to look at Aizawa. Good. Now can you follow my breathing? Aizawa making an effort to exaggerate his breathing so Midoriya can copy him. Good. Slowly in and out. They continued this for 10 minutes before Izuku was able to fully calm down. He took his surroundings and saw Aizawa in front of him, and Hisashi standing behind Aizawa. A worried expression pressed across his face. He also noted a few customers were also staring. Aizawa glared at them, which made them scatter. Aizawa sighed. Okay, kid. I think that's enough for today. Let's head home. Izuku nodded in response. Hisashi helped Aizawa bring all the shopping inside the apartment. Aizawa guided Izuku to the sofa. Midoriya was obviously exhausted and still pretty dazed. It normally took him a few hours to fully come out from a panic attack. Do you think the listener will be okay? Mike was clearly worried about Midoriya. Aizawa felt a sick feeling form in his stomach. He didn't know how to answer that question. He merely knew the kid. I'm not sure. I really hope so, Hisashi. Aizawa spoke in a soft tone. Aizawa quietly thanked Hisashi for his help today, whilst he guided him out the front door. Midoriya felt the couch dip behind him. Aizawa sat in a comfortable silence with him. Midoriya, do you want to tell me about today? Who was that boy? Aizawa finally questioned. Izuku played with the hem of his shirt. I went to school with him, Izuku said quietly. Aizawa nodded, encouraging him to continue. Izuku fidgeted on the couch. I've known him since preschool. We used to be friends, but once he found out I was Quirkless, he sort of started to bully me. Izuku finally managed to stutter out. He looked down ashamed. Aizawa will probably want to give him back now. Nobody wants a Quirkless Deku. Tears began to prick down the corner of his eyes again. Izuku wiped them away aggressively, frustrated that he was crying again. Why is he so weak? You're not weak. He didn't realize he muttered that out loud. He stopped that habit a long time ago, when one of his foster carers used to beat him up every time he did it. Breathe, kid. You're starting to panic again. Izuku tried to follow Aizawa's instructions, trying to control his breathing, but failing miserably. Getting more frustrated with himself was making him fall more into a panic state. Here, take this, it'll help. Aizawa's hand was stretched out with medicine in his palm, with a glass of water. Midoriya recognized it as Valium. Izuku hesitated, but took the tablets from Aizawa and drowning it with a glass of water. Izuku soon felt the medication start to take effect. He could feel his heart rate start to slow down at the same time. He could feel his eyelids slowly start to shut. Midoriya didn't bother to try and fight the fatigue and gave in to the darkness. So, I was going to record chapter 3, but I don't have enough time because I have to go to work now. Because I was going to have more time, but things didn't go as planned. So yeah, I'm sorry, but hopefully I'll record both chapter 3 and 4 at the same time, so at least we'll have those. I'll be recording those probably either tomorrow morning or tonight. I don't know when exactly, but it should be posted in hopefully the next 24 hours of this being posted. So, yeah, I hope you guys are doing well, had a lovely day, evening, or night. My sister tried spoiling for me the manga for My Hero, and I'm like, bitch, you better not. So, yeah, she tried spoiling for me. I already got a bit of spoilers, and I'm a bit sad from that, but now the manga is ending, I really don't know what I'm going to be doing with my life, because this has been the longest standing hyperfixation ever. Even though I lost interest at moments, I never stopped loving this, like, loving My Hero and loving the fan fictions and shit like that. Wow, my language today. I am so sorry. I hope you're doing well, all of you, and please stay safe. For people in the North America regions, I know we've been getting lots of rain and floods. Like, for example, my town has a bunch of broken roads. One of the roads crumbled in half from the floods. It's really crazy, so please be safe if you're in those areas. And aside from that, yeah. So just keep an eye out for the next episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Please go kudos the artist, and yeah, obviously the fic is not originally mine. I always put the fics in the description. I always put the name of the author in the, I always say it in the beginning, and I also write it in the thumbnail. So, yeah. So please make sure to go check out the original authors every time. Well, not every time, but I would appreciate a lot, and I'm sure they would appreciate if you go check out their original work, because I'm just reading their works. They're all their fucking amazing stories, so please go support them as much as you can. But yeah, anyway, aside from that, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. Have a lovely day, morning, evening, night, wherever you are, my lovelies, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!